I remember just kind of thinking, like, why me, I think was my biggest thing. I just didn't understand what I had done to deserve this. Like, played hockey with so many different people, went to school with so many different people. I didn't know a single person in my life that was blind at all. So, yeah, I was just confused, and I think, like, kind of angry at the world for a lot of time.
I'm Joshua Ung, host of Got Game. I've invited 6 youth with disabilities from across the country to meet me at a board game cafe just outside of Ottawa to talk about our experiences while we play some games. I've got game because, in spite of my visual impairment, I'm always able to see the bigger picture. First up is Carly Fox, a neurodivergent disability advocate with idiopathic arthritis living in Ottawa.
I got game because I play outside of the rules.
Next is Joe Fornasier, a blind hockey player and TikTok influencer from Burlington, Ontario.
I got game because every piece of adversity that's thrown at me makes me stronger, so I'm pretty much invincible.
Alicia Chenier is a blind motivational speaker, actor, and activist from Sudbury, Ontario, who also lives with a brain tumor.
I've got game because I have the fire and the power to create change and authentically be myself.
Noah Vucic is a public speaker and Paralympic long jumper in the intellectual disabilities category from Calgary, Alberta.
I got game because of my confidence and perseverance and just being willing to try new things and seek out as many opportunities as I can.
Also from Calgary is Mary Lou Landry, an actor and pageant contestant living with functional neurological disorder and partial hearing loss.
I got game because I am resilient and I always find a way to rise above.
And finally, Ana Vallejo Perez, a Kelowna, BC-based creative writer and musician who uses a wheelchair due to brittle bone disease.
I got game because I want to do everything and I will try to do everything.
Today, we're playing the all numbers trivia game, Great Answer, where the closest guess wins. This is Got Game. Okay. How old was both Princess Diana and Marilyn Monroe when they died?
37. Sorry,
Okay.
is this how we're playing?
Yeah, you're good.
This is how we're playing.
I felt it in my heart.
I feel like we gotta go.
I think it's.
All right, we can do order. Carly.
37.
I thought there's two people.
I think they died at the same
At
time.
the same
they?
age,
Yeah.
like
They
what-
died at the same age?
Yeah, what age?
Oh, okay. Let me go 28.
Talk about dead people.
My answer, I think it's gonna be 35.
Okay.
Okay.
I shouldn't know this because I played Princess Diana for a project last year, but I don't remember. But I think it's like 37, 38, so I'll go with 37. No, 38.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, Noah.
I'm gonna say 33.
Ooh.
Okay.
Did someone say 30? You said 35, eh?
No, I did not.
Oh, you said 35. Okay, 36. What's that?
Ooh,
I'm
we
gonna say
got this
36.
The 30s are covered.
Dude, I said way too young.
Well, she had 2 kids, and for a royal, I'm like,
All right,
What?
well, the answer was 36.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not bad.
Joe, can I ask you a question before we continue the game?
I guess so.
Not to put you on the spot, but can you tell us about your disability?
For sure. I have Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. Pretty long word. Or I guess words. I lost 96% of my vision in 2 months when I was 10 years old due to a genetic disease. So it pretty much took away all of my central vision, so seeing any faces or detail or anything is like pretty much non-existent, and left me with just a little bit of peripheral vision left to kind of get around, walk around and things like that. But kind of reading, most things like daily things are pretty impossible, so yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about those 2 months when you were 10, when you knew you started to lose vision, and where your mind was kind of at going through that process?
I remember I was at a hockey tryout for my rep hockey team. I was super excited to kind of be there. I started to kind of miss passes, running into pylons, running into other players, and I had no idea what was going on. Like, I didn't even realize it was my vision at first. I kind of thought, like, I don't know, maybe I needed new skates, needed new equipment, like my stick was too short. So then I went to the eye doctor, looked at the chart, and I couldn't even read the big E with my right eye with that one dot. And then that dot just kept expanding to all of my vision, spread to the other eye. Same thing, small dot, and just kept expanding. So I remember just kind of thinking like, why me? I think was my biggest thing. I just didn't understand what I had done to deserve this. Like, played hockey with so many different people, went to school with so many different people. I didn't know a single person in my life that was blind at all. So yeah, I was just confused, and I think like kind of angry at the world for a lot of time, and obviously had to quit playing hockey, had to quit doing a lot of things that I love. So yeah, I think anger was kind of the main thing.
Today, Joe's getting ready for a blind hockey practice, which uses a different puck than traditional hockey.
So this is a blind hockey puck. It's made out of metal instead of rubber, like a traditional hockey puck, with ball bearings inside, so that you can hear it. Yeah, it definitely is a lot heavier, harder to shoot, harder to block shots. I try not to do that too often, honestly.
It was Joe's dad who originally suggested blind hockey, 4 years after Joe's diagnosis.
My dad came over to me and was like, hey, I found this blind hockey like tryout session in Toronto, the first ever youth blind hockey try session. I'm like, I'm not playing blind hockey. Like, I played hockey, I haven't played since I was 10 years old. I was 14 at this point. Like, I'm completely done. I don't want to play this weird blind hockey. Kind of like had a bad connotation of blind people because people made fun of me for being blind. Kind of made me think it was bad, so I just thought all blind people were bad, even though I am one of them.
Luckily, Joe's dad, Frank Fornasier, forced him to go.
You're gonna catch it on your backhand, on your backhand.
I think that one of our philosophies is that you have to make your kids independent. You know what, as a parent, you're always afraid. You're afraid kids are gonna fall down. You don't want them to get hurt. You don't want them to get bullied. You don't want anything bad to happen to your children. But the fact is that if you wrap them in a bubble, they become afraid because they think that everything around them is terrifying and scary. Like with hockey, Joe wasn't really super thrilled about the idea of going to play blind hockey. But I knew that once he played, he would love it. And of course he did.
I was complaining like crazy the entire way there until like I tied my skates and stepped on the ice for the first time in 4 years and was able to play hockey with my ears instead of my eyes and give me that like same passion and fire that I had when I was 3 years old playing on my backyard rink. And I was like, man, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do as much as I can and be as great as possible. So from that day on, blind hockey was my life. If I had a bad day at school, I'd go shoot 100 pucks, be in the gym, be on the ice as much as possible. And after my first season, I won Rookie of the Year and I made the Canadian national blind hockey team at 16 and was the youngest player named. So that was like a huge stepping stone and kind of helped me with other aspects of my life because my first time being around other blind people and made me realize I can have a career, I can have a family, I can really do like anything.
As the coach, general manager, and director of programs for Canadian blind hockey, Luca DeMontis knew immediately that Joe would be a great fit for the sport.
But you know what? From the first time I met Joe, I knew he was going to fall in love with the sport. And it was so cool to see the smile on his face when he got out on the ice for the very first time. And you know what? To see him grow from that little boy into the man that he's become today in front of us all, I couldn't be more proud to see the flight and the path he has taken.
I feel like I'm putting it over the net or right in the middle of it.
Alicia.
Okay, how many Home Alone movies did Macaulay Culkin star in?
Noah.
I thought it was 2. I'm gonna say 2.
Mary Lou.
I thought there was 4 Home Alone movies, so I'm very... Okay, I don't know, I'll go with 4. I'm confused.
Anna.
I say 2 as well.
Joe.
It's either 3 or 4. I definitely want to say that there was 4 movies, but I feel that's the trick question.
I feel so.
And there was
5?
But it's how many were Macaulay Culkin?
How many were Macaulay?
I'm going 3. I'm going 3. Loki feel it's 4, but I'm going 3. Just because you
Really?
said that.
No, 3. I was sticking with 3.
I'm pretty sure it's 2, but
What
like...
do we do if there's
Yeah, because I remember when the 3rd one came out, I was so mad he wasn't in it.
So that's how I remember.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so who do I give the card to?
All right, Noah said it first, so if he's right, he's
Noah.
gonna take it. Yeah.
There's 2.
It's
It was
2,
a 2.
yeah.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
Do you guys want to play the game a bit?
Hell yeah.
Noah.
Okay. How many floors does the Burj Khalifa skyscraper, the world's tallest structure in Dubai, have?
Just watching a video about this.
Can you say that again?
I don't know what
How many stories?
6 stories.
How many floors does the Burj Khalifa, so the tallest building in the world, have?
Oh, 160 then. I don't know. No, that's impossible. I don't know.
Oh.
All right. Mary Lou said what? You said 160?
Yeah.
All right. Anna, what are you saying?
I think it's gonna be 332.
Oh.
Wait, what did you say?
I don't
332?
know. I can guess. My dad is an engineer. I'm so sorry,
All
Dad.
right, you know what? Give me 201.
120.
250.
Wait.
You're not playing it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Alicia was just so happy to
Sorry.
something on. It's okay. I didn't want 250. I think 380. I think it's more.
So
And I'll say
if everyone was wrong, but one person
It's
was
closest.
Yeah.
It's closest.
Come
to-
on.
So you said 160, it's 163.
Yeah.
I did go twice.
No pun intended.
Good thing I changed my answer.
You're like 6.
Yes.
So funny.
How many #1 hits did the Beatles have on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart?
15?
Okay.
10.
I think it's 20.
Ooh.
27.
29.
32.
You were right. Wow.
Okay, how much is
20.
20? Okay.
Look at them go.
All right, Joe, I actually want to go back to a point that you mentioned, because you said hating on the blind community. Like, that was a funny way of putting it, but no, I think, like, for real, though, I think internalized ableism.
Yeah.
What did she say? Never mind.
No, I said the CNIB's after me. It's just filmed. Anyways, yeah.
But I do think internalized ableism is something that's pretty widespread among the disability community. I know that when I was first diagnosed with my visual impairment, I think because there was a lack of representation, I didn't know what it even meant to be visually impaired was. I just knew blind people. And I think the stigmas I knew about the blind community weren't great. So I think that really seeped into how I even saw myself and my disability. And that's still something that, you know, it's gotten better over time, but it's still something that comes up every once in a while. I'm just curious to know, is that something people from other communities have faced throughout their time as disabled persons?
For me, like coming back more to like the deaf part of everything when I was younger, it's still actually something I'm dealing with, because for me, especially, it was like just one here, not both. It was something that like almost hiding, and it was like wrong to have, that I was like, I'm not deaf, but something's wrong with me. And I just started like hiding it, and actually, especially like in high school, hating on myself for being loud, for, you know, reading on lips, asking people to repeat. That even now when I go back home, now that I'm like accepting it and loving this part of me, I'm realizing it's something I like created for years of my life, that now I have to like be more open about with people that has been there all my life, since for so long I was kind of hiding it from myself and from them, that now they have no idea. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm open about it. So yeah, grandpa, yeah, best friend, here's what's going on.
I think for me, like, I'm kind of beefing with the neurodivergent community. I'll join you in beefing with the community. Because I've noticed, like, I'm so happy that there is increased awareness, especially around ADHD. It's really common, especially in women, and so many people suffer because they're undiagnosed. So we need awareness.
Yes.
But what I'm noticing, it's usually very, like, rich, white TikTokers who glamorize it and make it seem like a fun, quirky thing to do. And so I'm not hating them because they have ADHD, but I do think as we gain more awareness of neurodivergence, we need to be cautious of the space we're taking up.
Yeah.
We deserve to take up space, but not at the cost of other people with disabilities, especially when it comes to like physical, visible disabilities. And the same goes for like invisible disabilities. Like, yes, take up that space, but be mindful. There's this principle in disability justice called leadership of the most impacted.
Yeah.
And we need to do that because your kind of privilege cannot come at the cost of others.
No.
So not beefing with them, but I am hoping we kind of guide that towards a more positive angle.
I think in representation too, like there's a whole thing like people with disabilities, we're like snowflakes. There's not two the same. And I think people like are just coming to maybe slightly understand that. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I see a certain way, so they like people will automatically think that like I need the same accommodations or I see the same way and have that same experiences, when in reality, like even all three of us with low vision and blindness at the table right now, we all see very, very differently and have such different experiences. They might be linear, but again, very, very different.
Noah, I'm curious to hear from you. Do you harbor any sort of internalized ableism, or is it something that you've dealt with over the course of your diagnosis?
Yeah, like, I mean, kind of from what you guys have been saying at the table, like, with an intellectual disability, it can kind of range on the spectrum too, like the visually impaired. So I think, especially like in the Calgary Board of Education world with teachers, they're slowly realizing that, okay, we can't just put everyone in a box, I guess, so to speak. Especially like in my time of school, like grade 4, right, obviously and through like junior high. Started getting a little bit better in high school, but in my junior high years, it was just, no, this is the class. We're not gonna let them do option classes or take part in phys ed or anything like that. And that's just simply because they were almost afraid to let the learning disability class be with, I guess, the regular students. And I think now that's just slowly starting to change, where it's like, okay, if they want to take part in phys ed, let them do phys ed. If they want to do foods class, at least give them the chance to try it, right? Now, some students with disabilities won't necessarily want to do that, but there definitely is some that will.
Giving them the option.
And giving them the option,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back. All right, Anna, what are you saying? Do you harbor any sort of internalized ableism?
I wanted to say on these internalized ableism part, I feel like I definitely, like, growing up, I had this kind of reservation on like even meeting or being in groups where there were other disabled people. Like I'm already like weird, like you were saying, Joe. So like I didn't want to like be in those groups because I felt like, I guess I was scared that like I would fit in there, but then I didn't want to fit in there in a way. You know, especially on the sports part. And I always refused to do it. I mean, one, because I think I really don't like sports as much. Like doing them, sorry. But like in another way, it's like I really like didn't give myself a chance. And like sometimes like it's fun, like, but I would refuse to like even like try it. And so yeah, like I really regret that, because I feel like if I had, I probably would have gotten way more exercise, you know. Two, like felt like way more like okay with myself and my disability around other wheelchair users, and even like learn to like sports, you know, like, but I never like gave myself that chance. Seeing like you with like the blind hockey, like it makes me feel like wow, like I could have just like joined some kind of team at some point and like felt so much better about this and like actually give it a chance. So
yeah, no, I definitely relate to that. And like again, I didn't even want to play blind hockey, and like any blind sport I was like so against, or like any blind camp, or really just like anything like to do with blindness. So then after I found like so much like joy in this great community playing blind hockey, now like I've tried like pretty much every blind sport that there is, and encourage everyone to just try everything, because like you never know what's gonna stick and what people you're gonna make and connections you're gonna have. So I don't know, going into life with all the like always just thinking what's the worst that can happen is definitely just the worst idea. So yeah. I'm not feeling 100%. Had a right shoulder sublux today. Probably want to strengthen that before I go to Montreal. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got that big tournament coming up, right? So we want to get you going for that.
With an international blind hockey tournament coming up, Joe's been seeing both his trainer and physiotherapist for some recurring injuries.
Come to the floor here. I'm gonna lay down mat. We're gonna work on a little bit of mobility and check some ranges on your shoulder.
So I got 3 international gold medals with the national team, and hopefully a 4th one in the next week and a half. So right about there.
Right about there?
Yeah. I've definitely had many injuries in my hockey career. Being a smaller guy, you kind of get blown up a lot. I broke my shoulder bone and had 2 separate tears on the labrum. So now I've got like 8 hooks in my left shoulder after getting surgery in 2024, and I had to miss 15 months of playing. So that was definitely a super difficult time. I've also had multiple concussions just from getting hit by different guys. Had some right shoulder subluxes.
His dad, Frank, knows that Joe's serious about putting the time in both on and off the ice.
And with hockey, you know, he's all in, plays hard. Ended up dislocating his shoulder, needing surgery for that. He's back playing again. He's still not, where he wants to be, but he's, going to physio, he's working out, he's playing, he's thinking, he's planning, how am I gonna do? He's got the big tournament coming up a week from now, and the ice time that he's had, like in the last few days, has been fantastic for him. And he's ready to go.
Despite Joe's busy schedule, his coach Luca has been happy to see him also giving back to the blind hockey community.
Whenever we host a program, whenever I host a Tried event, or whenever there's an event for blind hockey, Joe is always one of the first to put up his hand and say, hey, do you need help? I would love to be there. I'd love to get on the ice with the kids. And it's super cool for me to see that because Joe was once one of those kids on the ice. So to see him come back and give his time out of his schedule, his busy schedule now, to just get on the ice and pass the puck around with the kid or answer a question. He does get a lot of questions from the kids, so it's cool to see him give back his time.
Much better.
Do you guys want to play the game a bit?
Hell yeah.
Okay, this one you have to answer last.
Oh.
Last?
Yes.
Targeted.
Okay, we start with you, Marilyn. What is the maximum permitted length in inches of ice hockey sticks in the NHL?
That's unique.
I don't know what this means. I don't know what any of these words mean, guys.
Okay.
Wait,
I like that.
I don't know, just 43.
Okay, 43.
30?
I'm going to say 60.
Okay.
45.
100. I was doing calculations.
I am trying to think about those calculations.
Right?
I don't even know how many inches are in a foot,
I don't know
though.
how tall a
You know
hockey
what?
stick's supposed to
I'm gonna say 75.
Okay, it's 63.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Joe, did anything change for you once you were diagnosed with your visual impairment within school and within your social groups or anything like that?
For sure. I mean, it's like within, again, 2 to 3 months, I went from kind of the cool hockey player to the blind guy that needs to be guided to every class and can't read anything by himself and needed a teacher there with him all the time. So I really kind of saw 2 polar opposite worlds, and I think it really broadened my worldview in the long term. But at the time, it was nice because I had all my buddies in elementary school, and they helped me, and they kind of understood what was going on. But it was always just at least I'm gonna say embarrassing for me to always have to get help, even though I knew I needed it. And then going into high school, I think was the hardest thing because I was outside of that bubble. My elementary school was super small. Everyone knew me before I went blind, but going into a new environment where everyone just only knew me as Blind Joe, everything definitely changed in the school environment. Kind of kids chirping you all the time for that and things like that. So yeah, it definitely changed my school experience for sure.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back.
I like this one.
Joe's headed to the bowling alley today with friends he's known since elementary school. Despite having close friendships, high school was still a tough time for him.
All right. This one's kind of light. This is why you got.
Yeah.
This is why you got cut.
You know what? I think I'll take purple.
Who are you, John Bull?
Going into high school, I wanted to build a new identity for myself, I guess, in a way, because I was always known as that blind guy. And I was done. I was I don't want to be known as the blind dude anymore. It absolutely blows. So I had this plan that no one was gonna know that I was blind. I didn't care what people thought. People thought I was clumsy, lazy, but no one knew I was blind, and I was completely fine with that.
Joe's plan was ruined after he quit the wrestling team, and his angry coach announced his disability to the class.
You actually might be.
My English teacher, who was also my wrestling coach, didn't like that I quit, and before we were about to read Romeo and Juliet during class, he made me stand up, and he was read the board, Joe. And I'm I obviously couldn't read the board. And I was I can't read the board, Mr. F. He's how many fingers am I holding up? Again, when I look at him, I literally could see nothing. And I'm I'm not sure how many fingers you're holding up, Mr. F. And then he's what do I look like? Again, same thing, I have no idea. And then he's class, I want everyone to know Joe's blind. He's not like the rest of us. And from that day on, my high school experience was never the same.
I think that's the play.
That felt better.
That was better. And then it rolled off.
It felt better.
Every day in the hallway, kind of like guys talk to me like Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller, crazy things like that. How many fingers am I holding up? Like every single day. So it was a super tough time in high school. You know, you're just trying to fit in, be like every other kid. And that period of my life was just extremely tough.
So Joe.
David's first, 81. My close second was 79. Joe's a close third with 45.
So
If it makes you feel better, you still finish top 3.
I just want to get back into like Joe being called out by an authority figure at that point too, and then having to face the repercussions from people who see that figure as an authority figure. I suppose, what did that do to you in that moment? And from other people's perspective, what would that entail for you in that moment?
I never talked to really anyone about it until I was fully graduated high school. I never talked to any teacher. And I think it's because he was in that position of power. Like I knew, you know, he was a really well-liked teacher amongst all the other teachers. If I went and said something, I kind of had a feeling that all the other teachers would gang up on me and not like me as much, start to fail me and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of like being in that position of power. I was scared to speak out or really say anything about that, and haven't really talked to anyone about that until recently.
I think a lot of non-disabled people don't understand how hostile the school system can be. Like, most people don't know, because like I'm a nerd, but they tried to kick me out of high school because I was missing too much class, even though I was like not to like be a nerd, but a straight A student, keeping up online. And so they literally tried to kick me out. But yeah, and then I graduated valedictorian, so suck it, HB
Oh.
I obviously was like in a wheelchair growing up, but my mom was a music teacher in my school, and like probably like for the best, because I have like very fragile bones, so people kind of have to be careful. But like during my whole like primary years, like every single like year, my mom and like generally like teachers would kind of warn people about me in every single classroom. It's kind of like an exaggeration, right? Like, please don't hit her. Please like be careful around her. So like everyone would be like so extra careful that they wouldn't even touch me or anything. I know it's not the same, but it feels like that kind of like being exposed,
Yeah.
like against your will, and then it's just like that's how you're being perceived in school, and it's not a good feeling. You
Yes,
know?
especially in high school. I feel like everyone's just trying to fit in and be normal, you know? Like, literally, like, that's all I wanted in high school. And then kind of near the tail end and going into university, I realized, like, you know, being irregular is actually, like, my biggest ability, you know? My disability is my biggest ability, and that's kind of, like, I don't know, catapulted my success. And I don't know where I would be if I didn't have a disability. I'd like to say still be successful, but with what I have, me just hiding that away and tucking that away was actually like messing me up in a lot of ways. So, yeah.
I actually had an experience very similar to yours. So I learned I was hard of hearing in 6th grade, and I was since 4th grade-ish. And in 7th grade, I actually moved schools because we moved houses and stuff. But I was the new kid, and there was microphones coming with me and everything, and I was scared. So I was like, and I've been bullied before, so I was like, I don't want anyone to know. But then I went to like a deaf camp, like hard of hearing and deaf camp for French Youth of New Brunswick. And that's when I realized it was kind of the power of having this, and it gave me like a more sense of a community. And that kind of switched my mindset a lot on this.
I had a similar experience, again, in high school. It's always high school, I find. And so I went to a theater, an art school, like performing arts school, and I was a theater major. And the theater teacher at the time was, you know, she was very passionate about theater, but that was her thing. She did not want to do disability or accessibility. And, you know, there was a moment where she had told me, like, she would never enlarge my scripts. She would never, like, change anything on the set, like, to help me with my disability. And then it got to the point where she had basically said to me, like, disability is not for the theater. And for me, and, like, my grades were, like, getting lower in that class. And I wrote, like, I don't want to be, like, I rose above, but, like, it took me a minute. Like, how dare she try to take the one thing I absolutely love in this world.
Well, interestingly, like going into high school, drama wasn't on the option list. And I remember me and my mom, we asked the principal, well, why isn't drama on the list? And they're like, well, you guys don't really read and write very well, so we just didn't see a point to put it on it. And I just remember like saying to them, no, like I want to try drama. At least give me, you know, this shot to do it. And like they're right. I don't like reading definitely is a little bit harder for me, and understanding and processing what I'm reading is definitely a little bit harder for me. But I still got the chance to at least do it. We had to fight like crazy to like let me take part of it, but they gave me the chance to do it, and I got to be in a Peter Pan production in grade 11, and I memorized a monologue just like everybody else in that class. So, and now I think to this day, at my high school, drama is still on the list, but I kind of had to start that trend.
It's always drama class.
It's always drama. Yeah, it's always drama.
Always drama class.
All right. Do you guys want to play a little more of the game? Joe.
All right, how many seasons did the Oprah Winfrey Show air for?
Okay.
I don't even know what's that. So.
Never starts.
You can go first, we'll go right first.
23. I'm feeling it in my heart.
I was gonna say 24. I can't. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Do it.
24.
I was gonna say 23 as well, but 25.
What's going on?
22.
Oh.
Okay.
21.
Oh.
18.
Oh. You're confident in that.
25. 25, as much as I don't want to say that. That's the answer.
That's
you.
Damn.
Oh, she's cooking right now. Yeah. Make sure that's the right answer, actually.
Oh.
I think it is.
Give it back.
No, it's 25.
Yeah. Damn.
Damn.
How do we know you're not? I'm kidding.
Yeah, I gave her the card.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back. Carly, I thought you had something to ask.
So kind of like, we know that you play blind hockey now, you won the championship, very cool stuff going on, but how do you kind of navigate that relationship to the hockey community when it's not exactly the most welcoming?
Yeah, the hockey community is super toxic, and that was one of my goals. It was to figure out, like, how do I change the hockey community? When I first started playing blind hockey, my whole social media journey was about educating people on blind hockey and really being able to show that you can still play hockey at an elite level even though you're visually impaired. So that's like really been my goal, is to change the narrative in the hockey community. And I can say I successfully have done that for the most part in Canada. Like most rinks that I go in, everyone will know Blind Bedsy's in the rink. They want to take a picture with me, and so yeah.
And I can vouch for your TikTok. I followed you for like 2 years before this. I'm like, oh my God, we booked Blind Betsy for this? That's crazy.
Joe uses the TikTok handle Blind Bedsy, a tribute to his favorite player, Connor Bedard, and his nickname Bedsy. Although Joe now shoots and posts daily on his account, going into university, he still struggled with opening up about his disability.
Everything was going great, but I still was missing that one thing of telling people that I was blind. That was my one thing I was always so scared of. Today we're gonna see if we can go bar down with a $500 hockey stick and a $5 hockey stick. With this metal blind hockey puck. Yeah, I even had a girlfriend in university and she didn't know I was blind for a while. So like I was just telling no one anything. And then that girl eventually broke up with me and I was like super sad. And I'm like, man, like this is so depressing. And I'm gonna post a TikTok to get back at her and show her how cool I am. So I was like, it was the first time like I posted a TikTok and I said like, this is my day, like training as a blind hockey player, like trying to make Team Canada again. And just like completely out of like spite, I posted it. And it ended up getting 350,000 views in a day. And I was like, holy smokes, like there's something here. There's something here. And it was the first time I really showed the world that I was blind or anyone around me. And at that moment, seeing that video blow up and seeing all the positive feedback, obviously there's negative feedback as well, but seeing that positive feedback, I'm like, man, like this is actually like my superpower. Like this is what's gonna bring me to that next level. All right, we can't even raise the puck with this hockey stick. We're saying it's impossible. You definitely don't need to spend $500 on a hockey stick, but you should probably invest more than $5 anyways. Let me know what challenge you guys want me to do next and what questions you guys have. Let's go.
Joe produces all of his own content and edits it on his home computer. With only 4% vision, he uses Zoom functions and audio cues to cut it all together.
And since that day, just posted a TikTok every single day for I guess the past 3 years. And that's kind of been my whole journey, is being on social media, being on media, being able to inspire the youth if they're visually impaired or not visually impaired, or kind of anyone, just break out of that comfort zone. And in the process, been able to work with kind of like most major news companies in Canada, which is something that I always wanted to do and never thought was possible. Now time for the real challenge, the $5 hockey stick.
Do you guys want to play the game for a bit again?
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
How many grapes does it take to make 1 glass of wine?
Hello?
Whoa.
God, how much juice comes out of grape?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, we're getting the calculations. 65? Okay.
65?
I'm gonna be like 200, man.
Okay.
200?
I was like, that's so, I don't know.
88?
Okay.
Wait, if this hair, I'm sorry, Dad. My dad did wine, so I should know this. I have no idea. So I'm sorry, Dad. 97.
Wait, is this a glass of wine or a bottle of wine?
One standard glass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You said 200.
Glass of wine, 54.
I'm just like thinking about those dudes stomping in the grape. You know what I'm talking
All for 1 glass.
about? 1 glass. Give me 10.
10?
Damn.
If it's 10, I'm actually mad.
Yeah, same.
75.
Oh my!
Wow.
For 1 glass? For 1 glass.
How big of a glass are we talking here?
How many grapes have I consumed in my life?
75. I'm
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay. I actually want to touch on, your reasoning for creating your, influencer account with respect to, ending stuff or having a relationship end. I think that like dating is kind of always a taboo topic, but I think with respect to persons with disabilities, it's almost just never thought of as even a thing for whatever reason. And I think that, it's something that I'm interested in hearing from your perspectives. How do you feel that, your life or your dating life, everyone gets tense, yeah. Do you feel your dating life has been impacted by your disability in some way?
My mom would say, well, just be yourself. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's not necessarily that simple. Like I knew a guy who, had a physical disability where he was missing no legs, and he was on like a online kind of Zoom date with this girl, and he's like, yeah, everything went well, but I was too afraid to tell her that I had no legs, so I didn't know how she would, respond to that. It's not just that, like, you want to be yourself, of course, but it's almost easier said than done, especially because that means you as an individual have to get to a place where you're comfortable embracing your disability. And it's already a lot of work to get to a place just to be comfortable embracing your disability just with others or like with your social media platform. So to do it with someone you want to date with, I feel like is almost even harder.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people here can relate to this. Is sometimes I feel like I'm a burden, like especially not being able to drive. I'm like asking people to pick me up all the time and read menus for me all the time and like all these different things that like maybe it's actually not that big of a deal, and they will always say like, no, it doesn't actually matter. But in my head, I'm almost just like, I don't want to like always have to rely on you doing these things. So like if I'm talking to a girl on Tinder, like meet a girl, I'll never tell them I'm blind until like 3rd or 4th date. So like I'll tell them my car's broken down, I got an Uber. I'll tell them I forgot my glasses, I can't read the menu, I don't have my contacts in right now. I'll literally BS my way through like a bunch of situations, and sometimes they find out like this like it's possible, but I would rather them judge me for who I am, like talking to them, than have this, I don't know, narrative kind of already about me that, oh, like he's blind, he's disabled, whatever, and like I want them to know me for me, but it's a really tricky situation.
Something too that I think is I don't know if like you guys have to do, but as being a woman and dating with a disability, the rates of bad things happening is already so high for women, but then when you add a disability to it, it's another huge layer to it. So I think for me, like I don't have a lot of those experiences. Like I've dated and stuff, but not to the extent where like I'm online dating, because you just don't know who's out there. And if you put your disability out there, it's such a tricky balance of things.
55% of women with disabilities have experienced something called intimate partner sexual violence. I am one of them, and honestly, like, why would I date again? Like, it's not worth it, guys.
Like, yes, I've tried the dating apps. I hate dating apps. They're terrible. But
Don't we all?
but like you were, yeah, exactly. But I thought about it. I thought like, okay, should I just put pictures of myself, not mention anything about disability, and then like mention it? or not. And I kind of just chose to stop hiding that, because I feel like I only started like putting myself out there more, like generally coming to Canada, right? And it was like I was already hiding a lot of my queer identity. And so I was like, okay, I don't want to like hide something else. And then I am weeding out the people from the start. So like I have like a huge picture, like it's like definitely a wheelchair, cannot be confused. And then I'm like, yeah, definitely a wheelchair here also, wheelchair, like you can see the wheelchair here.
But truly, like the risk is so high, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. So I'm like, I have a really good life. I don't think I need a partner right now. And I think when I'm ready, I'm ready. But right now, it's just like, yeah, I'm a teen, I'm a youth, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, move on, get a life, get a hobby, do something else.
Got Game will return after the break. Got Game is back. Joe's back in the gym, working out before the big game. It's this dedication to blind hockey that helped him change his mindset back in high school.
I told my dad, I was like, I want to be the first, I want to be the youngest player in history to make the Canadian national blind hockey team. My dad kind of looked at me. I thought he was going to tell me I'm an idiot because all the guys are like in their mid-20s and 30s. And he was like, you know what, why not? Like, why not, Joe? And for the first time, I want to say, like, really since I got diagnosed, I didn't have that why me attitude. It was why not me? You know, like, why can't I? Why can't I be great? Why can't I do this?
Over the past 2 years, Joe has even started giving motivational speeches at local schools.
I knew that I'd had this kind of almost natural gift for speaking. I had a super cool story that I knew how to express with my words, and it was just about putting that together. So I gave my first speech in second year university to school. One of my old schools, actually, my old elementary school that I first got diagnosed at. And then after that, they kind of referred me to some other schools, and now I've been going to elementary schools and high schools all across the GTA. I guess what the message I want to give is try to live your life with that why not me mindset. And like seriously, your life will become so much more simple and you'll have so much more peace just within yourself if you stop trying to fix all these things that you can never change people's minds, change things about yourself that are impossible to change. But if you're controlling all those variables that you can change, you know, being healthy, being active, working hard, you know, just all those small things, it all adds up. I think you'll just have way more peace in your life and a lot more success as well. No one lives a perfect life, but it's about how you overcome those challenges and how you face them, so yeah.
So I like work with children outside of like the acting and stuff, but and specifically children with vision loss. And I remember having these conversations, and you know, one kid was bringing up like blind hockey, how he wants to be a blind hockey player. And it's so cool to think that like they have people like Joe to look up to, because we are the next generation. We are the representation that we as a collective never had as growing up.
Again, going blind, I didn't even know about blind hockey until I was like 14. But there was no like Wayne Gretzky blind version really, you know, when I was growing up. Like I had none of these role models. So again, to kind of be able to have that or be that person is definitely huge.
I think it's big. I know that from a personal standpoint, again, like I didn't know what it meant to be visually impaired when I first got my diagnosis, and to have had someone to look up to and know that, okay, things are gonna be all right, and you're enjoying what you're doing and sharing with the world, and I think it's really great, because more than anything, I think, enforces the idea within like young people specifically that they're not alone in terms of their disability or what they're going through and stuff, so yeah.
I mean, I think also sharing to these younger kids and sharing to these students that aren't disabled that I was just a regular kid playing hockey like everyone else. I'm still an athlete. Just because I have a disability, it doesn't mean I'm lesser than anyone else, and that message has been kind of what I've been able to share, and it's been amazing, so yeah.
Do you guys want to play the game for a bit again?
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
I want to win a card.
This is such a fun.
Yeah, I know. What's going on right now? I gotta lock in here, actually. I can still win this.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, how many?
I have 3.
Yeah, and we've got.
I feel like this is a
If he goes 4, If I go on a streak here, just watch out. Streak. Watch out.
Okay.
If Josh can ever read this long paragraph here.
Yeah. One essay
I know
later.
that-
What year was the first hashtag used for the first time on social media?
On social media.
Yes.
Social media. Oh.
I have an
Okay, who's
idea,
going
but
first?
I'm not
We can go this way.
Okay, I'm
Go
doing
the other way. Go the other way.
2012. Or no, sorry, 2011.
Say 2011.
I want to say 2010.
2013.
Okay.
I like that.
Anna?
1998.
Honestly, I actually like that. I actually like that a lot.
I feel like there was social media.
Don't give it away. We got 2 people left.
Okay.
All right. Come on. 2009? No, not 2007.
Okay.
Anna, what year did you say?
She said 99.
97.
98. I said 98.
I'll take 97.
Doesn't matter. Joe got it. Big time performance.
Gonna get his snow.
The streak's going. The streak's going. 07.
Well, thank you, everyone at the table, for your contributions. Joe, it's been so great getting to know you over the course of this episode. And that is Got Game. Producer, Tim Elp. Associate producer, Joshua Ung. Host, Joshua Ung. Created by Joshua Ung through AMI's apprenticeship program. Developed by Joshua Ung, Tim Elp. Written and story edited by Maureen Carter. Production manager, Jaden Elp. Director of photography, Benjamin Dion. Camera, Ivan Cook, Cameron Barry. Location sound, Brian Meyer, John LeBrun. Camera assistant, Jacob Taylor for Racine. Editors, Caitlin Martell, Jay Bond. Assistant editor, Kevin Burton. Graphics, Chris Tu. Integrated Described Video Specialist, M. Williams. Supervising Producer, Jennifer Johnson. Content Development Specialist, Karen McGee. Director, Programming, Lisa Ann Gagne. Director, Content Development and Production, Kara Nye. Produced for AMI by Mountain Road Productions. Copyright 2025, Accessible Media Inc.
An AMI original production.